You suck at elk scouting. Actually, you probably don't. But I can guarantee you that by the end of this video, you will be a better elk scouter. You'll be able to find the elk no matter the time of year. You'll know what to look for, when to look for it, why to look for it, how to look for it, everything you need to know to scout for elk so you can be a better elk hunter. Find more elk, kill more elk, and eat more elk. All right, let's get into it. So right now I'm just on the lower third of a mountain. You probably see the mountain. It goes up there. And there's this bench about a third of the way up. It's on a north-facing slope. And this bench is just full of aspens. And right now all I'm doing is just working parallel on the bench and just trying to cut a trail that goes up and down the mountain, because the elk are going to be going down the mountain to get water at night. There's a river down there in the valley, and they're going to be coming up to the top of the mountain. There's a second bench up there where they're going to be trying to bed. So I'm just working my way across this bench looking for trails. So I just kept paralleling this bench, and then I found this drainage. Another good spot to look for is drainages, because elk like to travel drainages because they always are going to have food and water, and it's usually really thick. So as you can see, they got a lot of cover in here. And then there's an old wallow that's down this drainage a little ways. So you go set a camera on that wallow, see if anybody comes by. So I'm out here. I'm on a different ridge this time. Another telltale sign that you got elk in the area is Rubs. You can see he's pretty tall. I'm 6 foot. He got way up there. And if you look at it, you can tell how old it is. The sap's mostly dried on this one, so it's probably last year's. But still some encouraging sign, and it's on a good looking trail that goes up here through this meadow. So I'm about 200 yards from the last video where I filmed that big scrape, or rub. And I'm on this really good looking trail. And another thing that you should look for if you're trying to find elk sign is ridges. So as you can probably see, I'm at the top of a ridge right now, and elk love to go across ridges, because if they have to, they're agile animals. They can just go over the side and get to cover, because nobody's going to follow them down that, especially if it's a high pressure unit like where I'm at right now. So if you're looking to find where the elk are, it's not a bad idea to find a ridge top like this. And usually you can even see trails that'll go over the sides. Like that might even be one, but that is steep. But as long as it doesn't cliff out, usually elk will find a way to get down there. So just to prove my point, you can see where the trail comes through. I mean, it's really obvious. They are using this year after year. But you can see it wise right here. I mean, you got one where they're going and still traveling this ridge. And then this trail goes down all that. And I mean, it's nearly cliffs down that thing. I guarantee you, once people start pressuring from the road over there, they're gonna start trying to come down this cliff, because nobody's gonna come up from up there, and nobody's gonna go down after them. And they'll still make trips up this at night, so you can catch them in the evening. But still, if you find a good ridge, you will find trails going down the ridge. So if you want to tell how old a trail is, there are two main things I look for. Well, three. One is scat, which is going to be how fresh the poop is, right? If it's really fresh, they're traveling that trail. If it's old, they might come back to it, but obviously they're not in the area. Another thing, you can see where this trail comes through. It's not a super noticeable trail, but it's definitely there. You can see where they're matting down the grass. So I'm editing this video and I realized that I didn't actually state like the second thing I look for when I'm trying to figure out how old a trail is. So you got scat, and then what I'm going to be looking for is how fresh the tracks are. So if you can go down a trail and you can see that there's pretty young shoots of grass that is bent over because the elk have went through the area, or if it's snow packed ground and you just got a fresh snow overnight and you can see tracks going through the snow, that fresh snow, that's the second thing I would be looking for. And then you'll obviously see the third here in a second. If trees are like this tree you can see fell over, you can see how there's bark there and there's bark there. There's no bark right in the middle of the trail. It means that elk, deer, whatever's going through here is coming up, kicking the bark off this thing. So you know that the trail is at least fresher than the tree that fell down. So there you have it. Pretty short and sweet video. It's really simple. A lot of people make elk scouting a lot more difficult than it needs to be. It's actually really easy. All you got to do is just find a good looking slope, and there'll probably be elk there, and just work parallel on it till you find a trail. Follow the trail, see how fresh it is with the tips I just gave you, and you will find elk. You'll know where they're bedding, and if you follow the trails long enough, you'll start to get a good idea of what the elk's daily pattern looks like. So just use a little bit of common sense and find a good mountain and get after it.